Olivia Payne sat by the window of her Manhattan apartment, the late afternoon sunlight reflecting off the glass towers across the street. New York was alive, elegant, fast, and indifferent, a city that mirrored her own composed demeanor. On her desk lay a half-finished cup of espresso and an open leather case containing a deep burgundy AES wallet. She picked it up carefully, turning it under the light. Her trained eyes caught every reflection, every seam, every curve of the stitching. The symmetry was flawless. The texture, supple yet firm, indicated genuine craftsmanship. Even the metallic logo was positioned with millimetric precision. "This one's perfect," Olivia murmured, reaching for her authentication pen. She signed the official certificate with a smooth, practiced hand. Olivia Payne, Senior Authenticator, International Luxury Brand Authentication Association. The words carried global weight. Her verification was recognized by auction houses and insurance firms from Paris to Tokyo. She had the rare skill of seeing truth where others saw only glamour, a human lie detector for the world's most coveted brands. For most, her job was dazzling. For Olivia, it was discipline. Her phone buzzed, breaking the quiet rhythm of her office. The name flashing on the screen made her heart sink slightly. "Mom." She hesitated, then answered. "Olivia, what time is your flight?" Eleanor Payne's voice was full of the same cheerful pressure Olivia remembered from childhood. "Catherine's already here, she and Jeremy just arrived." "You remember Jeremy, don't you? Winston Jewelers? He's so charming, and successful." Olivia exhaled softly. "My flight's at 6. I'll get there by tomorrow morning." "Oh, can't you come earlier?" Eleanor insisted. "I'm planning a special dinner tonight. Catherine's been invited to another gala next week. I want to celebrate her achievements properly." "Mom, I still have work. I'll be there tomorrow," Olivia said firmly. Eleanor sighed dramatically. "You're always working. You should take a page from your sister's book. She's doing so well. Her Instagram followers just passed 20,000. She's really becoming someone." Olivia bit back a bitter smile. Catherine, 28, still lived off their parents. Her success, crafted from borrowed money and filters. But trying to explain that to Eleanor would be like lecturing a mirror, pointless. "Don't forget to wear something elegant this time," Eleanor added. "Last year's outfit was simple." "I'll wear what I always wear," Olivia replied, her voice cool. "Well, at least try to look festive. We have guests this year." After hanging up, Olivia leaned back in her chair, staring out at the skyline. The city lights shimmered like jewels scattered across a velvet cloth. Why'd I still go back every year? She wondered. Maybe out of duty, maybe hope. Rough call? She turned to see her colleague James Morrison leaning on the doorframe, holding 2 cups of coffee. "You could say that." He handed her one. "You know, some of us would kill to have your job. You cracked the Milan counterfeit ring, earned a global bonus, and you still look this miserable." Olivia chuckled softly. "My family doesn't exactly find authenticator glamorous. They think I stare at handbags all day." James sat across from her. "You do stare at handbags all day." "Yes," Olivia said dryly, "but mine are worth more than their house." They both laughed, though her smile faded quickly. "They don't really see me, James, not who I am. For them, success means being photographed in the right places with the right people, not working hard, not earning respect." James tilted his head. "Then why not just tell them how successful you are? Let them know what you've achieved." "Because it wouldn't change anything. They don't value authenticity, only appearance." That word, authenticity, echoed in her mind long after she left the office. The next evening, Chicago's December air greeted Olivia with a biting chill as she stepped out of the taxi. The Payne family home stood at the end of a quiet street, wrapped in twinkling lights and a facade of festive perfection. As she approached the door, she could already hear her sister's voice, high, cheerful, full of self-importance. "Finally," Catherine exclaimed, opening the door with a dazzling smile. Her hair was styled in perfect waves, her dress shimmering under the light. "You're so late. Look what Jeremy got me, an early Christmas present." She proudly held up a pale beige Chanel bag. Olivia's eyes instinctively scanned the bag, the stitching, logo alignment, leather texture, all genuine. "It's beautiful," she said politely. "Isn't it? It's limited edition." Everyone at the gala was jealous. Inside, the living room glowed with artificial warmth, golden lights, silver ornaments, and the scent of cinnamon candles. Her mother, Eleanor, emerged from the kitchen wearing a sequined gown more suited for a ball than a family dinner. "Olivia, you're finally here," Eleanor exclaimed, her tone more relief than affection. "My goodness, you look so simple. Didn't I tell you to wear something festive?" Olivia smiled faintly. "It's comfortable." Eleanor frowned, then quickly masked it with a forced smile. "Well, I suppose comfort is something." Olivia placed her gift on the counter. "Just a little something from New York." Eleanor lifted the box. "Oh, chocolates again? Same as last year?" Olivia nodded. She didn't mention that they were handmade by a Parisian chocolatier, imported in small batches, a quiet luxury her mother would never recognize. Catherine twirled in front of the mirror. "Jeremy says I have a natural aura. He might introduce me to a magazine editor next month." "That's wonderful," Olivia said. As her sister's stories filled the room, about exclusive parties, designer stores, and her growing social media fame, Olivia quietly sipped her tea. She knew half of what Catherine said wasn't true, but she let it pass. Snow began to fall outside, soft and unassuming, muffling the distant sounds of traffic. Inside, the Paynes' holiday dinner sparkled, expensive cutlery, elaborate decorations, and conversation as shallow as the champagne bubbles rising in their glasses. Olivia smiled through it all, the compliments her mother showered on Catherine, the subtle criticisms directed at her. She had learned long ago that peace was easier than confrontation. But beneath her composed exterior, something stirred, a quiet, knowing irony. Because tomorrow, that same obsession with appearances would lead her mother and sister into a crisis they could never imagine, one that would expose the fake beneath the glittering surface of their lives. And only Olivia, the one they underestimated most, would be able to save them. The Christmas lights outside Olivia Payne's family home still glimmered faintly as she waited for her taxi to take her to the airport. Inside, her mother and sister were still admiring their new, luxury, handbags, the highlight of the holiday. Olivia had received a reusable eco bag from a local grocery store. Her sister, Catherine, had received what their mother proudly announced as an authentic Hermes Birkin. As they gushed over the supposed rarity of the bag, Olivia quietly observed, her trained eyes already noticing the uneven stitching, the faintly off-color leather, and the poorly engraved hardware. It was fake. And not even a convincing one. She didn't say anything. She merely smiled faintly, an inward, bitter smile at the irony of it all. A world-class authenticator, given a free eco bag, while her family celebrated a counterfeit as luxury. When the holiday was over, Olivia returned to New York, where winter mornings carried a chill that bit through even the thickest wool coat. The glass building that housed the International Luxury Brand Authentication Association shimmered in the early sunlight. The polished marble floors gleamed. The scent of fresh espresso lingered in the air, and the familiar hum of printers and quiet conversations filled the open space. Olivia stepped out of the elevator on the 14th floor. Her desk was already stacked with packages awaiting authentication, each containing a handbag, watch, or piece of jewelry worth thousands, sometimes millions. "Welcome back, Olivia," came James Morrison's voice. He approached, carrying 2 steaming cups of coffee. "How was your holiday?" Olivia smiled faintly and accepted the cup. "Thanks. It was exactly what I expected." James chuckled as he sat across from her. "That could mean a dozen things. Care to elaborate?" Olivia sighed, leaning back in her chair. "My mother gave my sister a Hermes Birkin for Christmas, or at least she thought she did. And to me, she gave a free eco bag from the local supermarket." James blinked in disbelief. "You're joking." "I wish I were," Olivia said dryly. "But the real punchline is that the Birkin was fake, and a bad one at that." James sat up straight. "You didn't tell them?" Olivia shook her head, her tone calm but weary. "No. My mother was so proud. I didn't want to ruin her moment. Besides, she said she bought it from an authorized store. She probably thought she got an exclusive deal, and paid a fortune for it." James stood up, pacing. "But, Olivia, that's not just about the bag. They don't respect your expertise. You're one of the top authenticators in the world, and they treat you like Like the plain daughter. Olivia finished for him softly. It's always been that way. James looked at her sympathetically. Still, the truth tends to come out, one way or another. Olivia glanced out the window at the skyline. I know. 3 weeks later, that truth came knocking sooner than expected. It was a Wednesday afternoon. Olivia was reviewing a batch of new submissions when her office phone rang. The caller ID read, Catherine Payne. Her stomach sank. Catherine rarely called unless it was about something dramatic. Catherine? Olivia answered cautiously. What's wrong? Olivia, you won't believe it. Catherine's voice bubbled with excitement. I listed the Birkin for auction online, and there's already a bid for $80,000. Olivia froze. You're selling the Birkin? Of course. I'm planning to buy a crocodile one, like Jeremy's mother has. If I sell this, I can upgrade. Olivia closed her eyes, gripping the phone tightly. Oh no. Catherine, you have to take that listing down right now, she said sharply. What? Why? It's already getting offers. Catherine, please listen to me carefully. I'll explain everything when I arrive. Don't ship it. Don't contact anyone. Don't touch the auction. The auction ends tomorrow morning. I'll be in Chicago tonight. Don't do anything until I get there. Olivia ended the call and immediately went to her supervisor. Within minutes, her urgent leave request was approved. By late afternoon, she was boarding a flight to Chicago, her mind spinning with what could happen if her sister unknowingly committed fraud. The familiar house felt colder than usual when Olivia arrived that night. The lights were on, but the air was tense. Eleanor and Catherine were sitting on the couch, their faces pale and worried. What's going on? Eleanor demanded as soon as Olivia stepped inside. You sounded frantic on the phone. Olivia set her suitcase down calmly. Catherine, where's the Birkin? Catherine pointed to the coffee table. Right here. It's doing great, the auction's at $85,000 now. Olivia picked up the bag and examined it under the light. Her professional instincts kicked in instantly. She pulled a small magnifying glass from her coat pocket, the same tool she used daily. What are you doing? Catherine asked nervously. Olivia didn't answer right away. She finished her inspection, then placed the bag gently back on the table. It's fake, she said quietly. Silence. What did you say? Eleanor asked, her voice trembling. It's counterfeit, Olivia repeated. The stitching, the alignment, the grain of the leather, none of it meets Hermes standards. The stamp inside is slightly off, and the serial number format hasn't been used since 2010. Eleanor's face turned crimson. That's impossible. I bought it from an authorized boutique on Oak Lane Avenue. I paid $40,000. Olivia met her gaze calmly. Mom, Hermes doesn't have a store on Oak Lane. You were scammed. Eleanor's knees gave way, and she sank into a chair, clutching her chest. No, that can't be true. Catherine's voice broke into sobs. But I've already received part of the payment from the auction site. I promised the buyer it's authentic. Olivia placed a hand on her sister's shoulder. Then you need to refund it immediately. Otherwise, it could be considered fraud, even if you didn't know. Catherine looked horrified. Fraud? I didn't mean to, I didn't know. I know, Olivia said softly. That's why we're going to fix this, together. The next morning, Olivia transformed the family's dining table into a makeshift office. Her laptop was open, several documents spread out, photos, reference charts, authentication databases. Her mother and sister sat beside her, watching anxiously as she typed and scrolled with focused precision. After hours of work, Olivia turned the laptop around. Done. On the screen was an official authentication certificate bearing the seal of the International Luxury Brand Authentication Association. It included detailed photographs, professional analysis, and a statement signed by Olivia Payne, senior authenticator. This document proves the item is counterfeit, Olivia explained, and that you were victims of a fraudulent sale. Eleanor stared, speechless. You do this professionally? Olivia smiled faintly. Yes, Mom, this is my job. I identify real luxury goods from fakes, for collectors, auctions, and even law enforcement. Catherine's eyes widened. So you're basically the real deal? Olivia laughed softly. I suppose you could say that. She continued typing. I've already contacted the police department's fraud division. They'll investigate the Oak Lane store. I also notified the auction site. They've suspended your listing and cancelled the sale. There will be no penalty since you acted in good faith. Catherine let out a shaky breath. You mean, I won't be arrested? No, Olivia said gently, but you need to return the money right away. Honesty is the only way forward. Tears welled in Eleanor's eyes. I feel so ashamed, $40,000 wasted on a lie. Olivia put a hand on her mother's arm. Not wasted. Mom, this can be used as evidence. You might even recover your money once the scammers are caught. Catherine, still pale, whispered, what about my Instagram followers? Everyone saw the Birkin. If they find out it's fake. Olivia looked at her sister steadily. Then maybe it's time to show them something real. Catherine frowned. Real? Authenticity isn't about a logo, Olivia said softly. It's about honesty. Real value isn't defined by the bag on your arm, it's in the integrity you carry. For the first time, Catherine didn't argue. She lowered her eyes, her voice trembling. You're right. I just wanted people to admire me, but it wasn't real admiration, was it? No, Olivia said. It never is. Eleanor reached for her daughter's hand. I've been blind. Olivia, you've achieved so much, but I never saw it. I was too obsessed with appearances. Olivia smiled, her tone gentle. It's never too late to see clearly. Mom. Eleanor's eyes softened with tears. Would you tell me more about your work? About what you really do? Olivia nodded. Of course. For the first time, they truly listened, about her years in Milan studying luxury materials, her collaborations with law enforcement on counterfeit busts, her six-figure salary that she never boasted about. Catherine looked at her in awe. You earn that much and still live so simply? That's the beauty of it, Olivia said. Luxury isn't about spending, it's about choice. I choose simplicity. That's my freedom. There was a long silence, not awkward, but peaceful. Something had shifted between them. Eleanor smiled faintly. That eco bag must have been an awful gift compared to this. Olivia chuckled. Actually, it's the best gift you ever gave me. Her mother blinked. Why? Because it started this conversation, Olivia said, and helped us rediscover what's truly authentic, not just in handbags, but in us. The three women sat together quietly, watching the morning light spill through the curtains. The air felt lighter, as if the truth had finally cleaned away years of misunderstanding. The fake Birkin had exposed the illusions that ruled their lives. But it had also stitched something real back together, a family that had, for too long, mistaken the superficial for the genuine.